Alright, so I managed to punch through that obstruction here from the cleanout over on the right side of the garage, basically just forward of the right side exterior door. You can see the exposed piping there coming down from upstairs. I had quite some difficulty getting through that area, and I can't see much through that, I don't know, maybe 10 feet of pipe or so. So I'm going to be recommending a good thorough cleaning of the line and a follow-up examination. But when I got to this point, we'll go ahead and examine what we can today. We'll be able to see at least a good portion of the lateral pipe coming from the public sewer as we pull back up here towards the property. We are in fact in a vitrified clay piping. So this type of piping does have a long service life expectancy, being a natural material. Unlike the cast iron pipes, it's not expected to deteriorate like the iron pipe does, but it is fairly brittle in nature and does have a higher potential for damage during seismic activity or earthquakes. Now, the root intrusions that I'm seeing so far to this point are not significant. But as we get back through, we're going to see much more significant roots. These roots here, a good example of a common root intrusion at a joint area. These older clay pipes, they had a tendency to allow roots at those joints because of the way they were sealed. So normally we're suggesting that type of root intrusions in a clay pipe can be maintained with regular sewer line cleanings. It's when they're left unmaintained for extended periods they grow to a potential like this, where they have they're creating blockages, and they can potentially damage the pipe as well. And you'll see here, we're just under poor drainage, jumped up over these roots here, so pretty much the entire inner area of the pipe is covered with roots. And I managed to kind of weave my way through the path of least resistance, if you will, but I can't see anything. Can't tell you if these roots have caused any damage to this pipe or not. So, what will be needed is a good thorough cleaning of the line. Now, I'm going to suggest a conventional mechanical snaking, mostly because hydrojetting is pretty aggressive and it can be pretty hard on the original cast iron piping. That cast iron piping is functioning for the time being. I don't want to put any undue stress on it if it's going to be left in service. So there's the connection that we started our first video at. We'll go ahead and continue pulling back, and we'll pull back up into the guest house line. And you're going to see pretty much the same type of piping. I would say it's not as old. So here we're pulling back through there. Let's rinse the camera off of this. Pulling back up into the guest house line now. It's dry, but you can see similar condition with the rust and scale buildup, but certainly not as deteriorated from what I'm seeing. But really no point in saying replace one cast iron pipe and leave another old cast iron pipe left in place. So when it is done, and as I suggested prior, it should be done when feasible. We'll just go ahead and replace both branches of the system out to the curb face there. Luckily, it's a fairly shallow line. I believe the depth out by the curb face there is somewhere around 3.5 to 4 feet. It's running pretty shallow through the backyard, and it's pretty much all under the yard, a little bit under the sidewalk. So it's a pretty easy replacement. In other words, there's no big concrete patios or driveways, anything that really are going to have to be addressed or destroyed to replace this line. Alright, pulling back up out of the clean out now. And there it is here. You'll see these pipes coming down just to the left of our exterior door here. So this is the location I'm going to recommend the cleaning be performed from. It's better access. It is full-size access. Not a lot of turns to get out to that point. So it should be reasonable access for the maintenance cleaning that I'm suggesting, and then a follow-up examination to make sure those roots haven't caused any damage in that area, because we're just unable to determine that today. Alright, so I'm going to wrap up the video portion of the examination for today. Please do refer to my written report for the description of today's final findings and recommendations. This is Mark Harrison with Sewer Line Check Professionals. Thank you very much and have a pleasant day.